Yarrik returns to Armageddon Saturday, April 25th as a pre-order with full release on May 9th. So of course, first thing on next week's pre-orders is Commissioner Yarrik. This is a cool looking model. He's got an orc claw, what looks like a Terminator bolter, two bionic eyes, some very nice detail, excellent new kit for Sebastian Yarrik. There is also Wazdaka Gutsmech with some nice optional assemblies that they display here, whether you want without the Jets of Flame, or what most people I think will go for is the Jets of Flame. Very cool looking bike here with Orc Warlord. So a nice sort of Imperial versus Orks foreshadowing for the upcoming Armageddon box. So it works very well. There's also Commissar Graves with her sort of tank, sort of truck. Very cool model. It comes with a fighting deck, her power sword, very nice sculpt up here, nice chain cannon, cool looking Imperial Guard stuff. Also a foot version included in that box in case you want to build it without her in the tank as the generic version. And then you have her on foot. There is also for Sisters of Battle, Intransia Frey, Dogmata Superior, which is a very nice Sisters of Battle mech. Optional unhelmeted versus helmeted head. Unhelmeted head looks okay, but helmeted I think just fits the model better. I will say the unhelmeted version of the zoomed out view does make it a little muddled with the shadows here. It's hard to say if that's the photo or the paint job or just how it will look in person. Based on previous GW photos, I think it will look perfectly fine as the helmeted version, but there would be a little bit better contrast with the unhelmeted version, I think. Particularly if you did a different hair color than the white. That might blend in a little bit more because you do have the white already on the model. But either way, I think it will look good. Some very nice guns here on the side of her throne. Nice little cherub here. Very Sisters of Battle, looks great. Up next, we have Inquisitor Croyle with his Ordo Xeno and his Xeno mount, as well as his Conquistador helmet, which I think works really well for a Imperial Inquisitor. Has a sort of Eldar-esque rifle here. And some nice little details on this. This also has an alternate head, if I remember the Adepticon preview for this. And of course, we have the Armageddon Battalion Astra Militarum with a nice Rogel Dorn and a few of the new vehicles, which will be first showing up in this battalion, as well as some foot troops. And then those are the Hippogriff AFV and Centaur RSV. That will only be available while set docks last. There's also the Armageddon Battalion Orks with some of the Ork copters and some Ork buggies and bikes. Very nice for the Speedwog. Would go very well with the new Ork Hero, also up next week. This is, of course, also available while stocks last, much like the next battalion, which is Deathwatch. So you get a nice Deathwatch flyer, which looks really cool. I'm sure I've seen this before, and I obviously saw it when they previewed this battalion as well, but it looks really cool. Like the little missiles, all the guns, the nice inquisitorial eye here for the hatches. Just very nice all around. And of course, two of the Deathwatch kill team, which are very nice looking sculpts, I will admit. Very excellent sculpts. This also will be available while stocks last. As will the Armageddon Battalion Adepta Sororitas, which I actually don't know enough about the Adepta Sororitas to know if this will be a popular box or not. I think the war suits for the Adepta Sororitas will be, but I don't know about the rest of it. I believe this is the Noviets kill team, as well as Repentia. I think that will go very well with the new Sisters of Battle hero. Again, only available while stocks last. There are, of course, the books, so the Return of Yarrik for War Without End, the Armageddon series of books. There are also Commissar Yarrik dice with some skull with wreath for the 6s. Also Gazgul Thraka dice with also Orks symbols for the 6s. And those are, of course, limited release, only available while stocks last. We have a few things from the Black Library. We have a special edition of the Freebooters Code. We also have the regular edition of the Freebooters Code by Justin Wooley. There's the Death World 20th Anniversary by Steve Lyons for Astra Militarum, We have Worlds Ablaze, the Warhammer 40,000 anthology, a Ork Omnibus, Legend of the Warg, and Yarrik the Omnibus by David Annandale. As well as Veterans of the Fall, another Astra Militarum novel by William Crow, and The Demolisher in French and German, as well as Yarrik, Imperial Creed in French and German. And then there are some new things on Warhammer Plus, Ultramarines versus Thousand Suns Battle Report, Weapons and War Gear, and a Warhammer Color Masterclass. So there is issue 513 being added to the Warhammer Vault, and that is everything for this week's pre-orders. I'd also like to point out that if you did enter the Captain Titus versus Huron Blackheart Combat Patrol competition, they did announce the winners. So you probably would have received an email from them, but if you don't check your email that you use to submit very often, maybe double check and make sure that you are not mentioned here. And congratulations to everyone who won that. So that is everything for this week. For me personally, this is a nice light week, nice on my wallet, as I do not play any of the armies that are coming up for pre-order this week. But it is also a nice taste for the coming new edition, in that this is also Armageddon themed, as a lot of the stuff is, but it is Imperium versus Orks. A little different than the Armageddon box we'll be getting later this year at the launch of 11th edition, since it's Imperial Guard versus Orks, as well as a smattering of Deathwatch and Sisters of Battle in there as well. Well, that's all I have for this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below if you're planning to get any of these for yourself, or if you play these armies, or if any of these are getting you interested in those armies. I'm always curious to know. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.